Hello, folks. Griffin here. It's been a minute since I played a lot of modern. When your options are Magic Online Original and Magic Arena, it's like really hard to open up Magic Arenas or Magic Online sometimes. But I am interested in checking back in with Modern as a format here, and got some changes here since my last list. Now, you might have seen some of my previous videos where we tried out Bloodbraid, didn't really like it, took them out, played lots of Huntmaster of the Fells, Tireless Trackers, that kind of thing. And we still got our Tireless Trackers here. We were also trying out Narnum Renegade, which I actually kind of liked, but they're a little bit worse, I think, in some matchups. Grixis Death Shadow is a deck that I'm kind of like gunning for at this point, or that's pretty prevalent, and I don't know that it's really that good of an idea to play. You can't really beat them with your low to the ground stuff. Their stuff is so much faster than you, so you can't like just try and beat them on that axis. You got to try and beat them with card quality axis, and so between that and the Is It Phoenix deck having like lots of lightning bolts and stuff, it just doesn't seem like it's the greatest card for the moment. So what we've got instead is Grim Lavamancer, because I want to have some really good action against humans and against all the Noble Hierarch decks, Advanced Spirits. And we've also brought in a Kalitas Trader of Get, because as opposed to Huntmaster of the Fells, it's really good against Dredge and really good against Is It Phoenix. On the sideboard, this is an idea. The sideboard is kind of the cute thing here that we've got going on, is that the Bloodbraid Elf. The thing about Bloodbraid Elf is that in game 1 of any match of Modern, you have a really high likelihood of Bloodbraid Elfing into a card that just kind of doesn't do anything, right? If you're playing against Burn and you cascade into Thoughtseize, it's really bad. Like, you just have a 3/2 haste. If you're playing against like a mirror match and both players have no cards in their hand, because that's kind of what happens, and you Bloodbraid Elf into an Inquisition, then it's just a 3/2 haste, right? So after sideboard, you have a much better like ability to craft what cards you have in your deck, and make sure that Bloodbraid Elf is actually hitting something. And so the ways that you play Bloodbraid Elf if you're going to play in the main deck, is to play the most versatile cards you can. Maelstrom Pulse, Assassin's Trophy, Lightning Bolt. These things are like really versatile, but they're not always the best card for any given moment. And so I'm gonna try. I've been liking this, having Bloodbraid Elf in the board. It's more just like I'm gonna take out the stuff that's bad, and then I'm gonna put in Bloodbraid Elf, and now I have more access to my good stuff. In addition, we've got a couple of just like a whole bunch of 2-ofs of just cards that are good in specific matchups. Sphinx is good in the mirror and against Burn. Shadow Guild Mage comes in against humans and Banned Spirits and anything with Noble Hierarch. Duress against combo decks. Nile Spellbomb against graveyard decks. Stamping Sphere against Storm and against Tron. And just a 1-of Engineer Explosives, which is a card that I like a lot, but it doesn't really work that well with Bloodbraid Elf. But I don't know. It's kind of sketchy having Engineered Explosives. I might want something else in that spot. Maybe like Anger of the Gods or something, but we're going to give this a try. From there, yeah, the list is kind of, outside of, the Bloodbraid Elves being in the sideboard instead of the main deck, it's really kind of just the same thing as always. I've got 1 Bitter Blossom to go along with 3 Dark Confidants. Dark Confidant and multiples isn't very good. Bitter Blossom in multiples isn't very good, but like having one of each is like pretty good, so I like that. And yeah, we're gonna jump into a league, see how we do. Okay, here we go. Ready for the first round here. I think I'm gonna just turn my volume down there. All right. This hand looks fantastic. This is what we came here for, folks. Inquisition into Bob. So Blood Crypt tapped. The thing I immediately think of is Mardu Pyromancer. In that case, I think that I want to play Bloodstained Mire for a swamp. No, what have we got? Mardu, no, Grixis through the breach. Huh. Well, I think the pretty clear choice is Snapcaster Mage. And then next turn we'll hit that Kolaghan's command. Clearly we can't play this Dark Confidant until the Kolaghan command is out of their hand. This gives us a shot to play our Treetop Village. So they drew another land. So we've got a 4/5 Tarmogoyf coming down. We'd love to draw Thoughtseize, of course. Collective Brutality. Interesting. Just for hand purposes. Okay. Play a Goyf. Bring Catacombs. Go ahead. So the Field of Ruin is going to stop our Treetop Village action. Guess we attack first. You know, maybe I could have cracked there. Let's attack. The thing is that they're very likely to just hit us next turn with the Through the Breach combo. Okay. So I don't think I want to cast this Dark Confidant. I also don't want to play the land. And I don't want to crack this fetch land. I like that we are above lightning bolt range if we take 15 right here. Okay. Sure. Aha. Okay. So that's very good. So let's go ahead and take Through the Breach. I think that's the card I want to get rid of. Although Emrakul looks pretty good too. Emrakul makes their Snapcasters really bad if we take it. I guess an issue is that if Through the Breach is in the graveyard, it's in the graveyard, but Emrakul shuffles back in, they could just draw through the breach again. Or they could just draw Emrakul again. I think we take the through the breach. Yeah, it makes their Snapcaster so good. Because I want them to shuffle their graveyard in right now. I'm going to go ahead and fetch a forest. Nah, maybe that's bad. Maybe I just get a swamp here. Play Dark Confidant and play this Overgrown Tomb. So they have a lot of draw steps, but they've got one draw off of their Nile Spellbomb, and yep, that's fine. So if they hit exactly Emrakul land, then we're like really boned. But at least we're not dead. We would go to 1. Okay. That's a little scary how fast they just went. Land number 5, crack. Alright, so Dark Confidant lived, so that's a great sign for us. They don't have Cryptic Command mana up. I don't know if that's a card that they play anyway, but I'm just going to get rid of this Lightning Bolt. Doesn't really seem to be doing a lot for us. They do have Cryptic Command. Wow. Holy crap. Well, that's not good. What do they do with their... Ugh, brutal. Yeah, alright. I guess we could have checked what they did. 1 bottom, 1 top. That's rough. Not much we could do there differently, though. Okay. So, I want Duress and I want Bloodbraid. We don't want Abrupt Decay. Terminate seems bad. Fatal Push seems pretty bad. Don't love Lightning Bolt. Nile Spellbomb seems okay. I think Kitchen Finks is pretty good in this matchup too. I'm guessing if they're Grixis, then it's pretty unlikely that they've got Blood Moon. It's a possibility, but probably less likely. I try not to bring in Kitchen Finks if I think my opponent's got got Blood Moon in their deck. So that means we can take out the Lavamancers, and probably just a Nile Spellbomb in here would be good too. I think this is pretty good. We got a lot of hand disruption, we got a lot of good threats. Seems pretty solid. Sure. So I like the Dreadbore because I'm expecting them to have Jace the Mind Sculptor. Possibly even like Liliana the Last Hope. Okay. Get rid of that card. Chip the turn. I think we just slam this Tarmogoyf next turn. I like the Onslaught fetch lands, that's pretty cool. I wonder if they drew Spell Snare here. No. Cool. Good. Alright. So I'm going to start with Thoughtseize. Because I know even if they cycle Hieroglyphic Illumination, we can still hit something. We can still hit the Emrakul. So I think we just take Hieroglyphic and don't worry about the Emrakul. It doesn't matter if they have 2 or 1 in their hand, so we may as well. Not to mention that it shuffles their graveyard back in, which is kind of not what we want. So let's go ahead and attack first. I think it's probably a good time to cast Duress. Nothing, sure. Now, if they draw through the breach this turn, then that'll be really embarrassing. But I kind of have a plan for my mana next turn anyway, so I wasn't going to play Duress no matter what. That being said, there's a land so that we probably could have. So our options here are Cryptic Command, our Activate Ravine and attack for 7, or play Kalitas. I'm worried about Cryptic Command though, so I think I want to play Kalitas. See if this resolves. If it gets Cryptic Commanded, then we get our Goyf a little bit bigger. And this gives them just one turn to have through the breach here. And if they don't have it, then we get to go up above 15 life. Snapcaster Serum Visions, okay. So we've actually still got lethal here. Okay. We could have Dreadboard the Snapcaster. It doesn't go to the graveyard, so the Goyf doesn't get pumped, but we do get a token, and then we can attack and then sacrifice the token to pump Kalitas. Not really a whole lot I want to change. Not too interested in... Between Snapcaster Mage and Kolaghan's Command, maybe the Nile Spellbomb looks a little better. It's kind of not the greatest. I don't know. Don't really think that that's what this matchup's about, but it's probably worth bringing in somewhere. It might be better than Dreadbore. We didn't see any Planeswalkers. Not that we saw a lot out of them that game. They didn't have a spectacular hand. We're going to mulligan this. Looks good to me. I think with Ooze in our hand, I don't want a Spellbomb. I'm kind of more interested in just some red mana or something, I guess. Creeping Tar Pit is an interesting one. Alright, let's Inquisition here. We got Snapcaster. And then they have the combo. Okay. Now the question is, do we Goyf or do we Ooze here? I think I'm gonna just Goyf. Note that they didn't play Watery Grave that turn because they drew Cast Down. An interesting card. So now they've played the Watery Grave. They got 4 cards in hand. We know 3 of them. Really needed a land there. I think that's probably going to be game. Unless they don't have one either. Okay, alright. Well, we're in it. Okay. That's what we needed to have happen. So let's attack, see if this gets killed somehow. didn't. Okay. Just straight up resolves. Just gonna get rid of these Kolaghan's commands, I think, for now. They discard Cryptic command. I like that. I guess they're Cryptic flooded. Wow. Alright, so I definitely want to play the Ravine. We're going to tick up first. See what they discard here. I want to discard Liliana. If they discard Emrakul, then we can actually exile it in response to its graveyard trigger. They discarded Kolaghan's command. Okay. So here, let's play Raging Ravine. Let's just go ahead and eat Snapcaster. I wonder if I should just eat Tarmogoyf as well. I think so. Because I'm thinking that this Kolaghan's command is not going to be used to return a creature. When we have Liliana in play, it's like hard to get that to work. I think what's more likely happens is they try and activate Tar Pit, and then we Kolaghan's command the Tar Pit. If we Kolaghan's command a creature back to our hand, we're pretty likely to just have to discard it to Liliana. So, alright, we got away with one there. They had a really good hand. They had the combo, Cryptic command, everything you want. They had a removal for our turn 2 Tarmogoyf that they drew off the top. But we got... It looked really bad when we missed our third land drop. I think if we had hit our third land drop, then we were like in cruise control. But we missed, and then we were just open to get crushed, and then they also missed their own land drops. So it all worked out in the end, and we're 1-0. Let's go to the next one. Okay. 1-0 with Jund. Can't complain about this one. Okay. It's not the best for us. Path, Spirit Dancer, Spirit Dancer. Well, I think the way that we win this game is we land a Tarmogoyf next turn and hope that core Spirit Dancers don't do anything. We don't have an... If we take a Spirit Dancer, they'll just play the other one. But I think we just need to try and... race. I hope they don't draw any enchantments. Or they draw Daybreak Coronets and no other enchantments. That would work too. So there's the Spirit Dancer. Don't really need to Inquisition anything right now. I think I just want to go get a mountain. We're in a race. My life total kind of sort of matters here. Having second thoughts. But I think... because Inquisition is a dead card after this turn. I think we're just going to cast Tarmogoyf, though. Just try and get this game over with as soon as we can. I guess it's worth noting that Inquisitioning a Spirit Dancer would make the Goyfs 4/5s. Okay. Bob's pretty good. I think we're going to start an Inquisition, though. So now it's a 4/5. So they've got like 2 draw steps to hit an enchantment. Otherwise they have to start chump blocking. Brutal. Brutal. Luckily, it's not actually that big of a creature. I think we play the ooze. I guess we probably play the ooze and the bob. Let's attack first. Maybe I should try and like leave up mana. Like Scavenging Ooze and Raging Ravine. Leave up some like removal bluff mana. Yeah, this is getting out of hand. Okay. So they can't play Coronet, which is really good for us. But they do have some 5/7s. We really want to draw Dreadbore, Abrupt Decay. Nah, and you know, the Hyena Umbra makes that pretty problematic anyway, but at least it'll be smaller. That's not going to do it. I didn't want to eat the Spirit Dancer in the graveyard because I'm worried about shrinking my Tarmogoyfs. Now we've got a big problem. Huge lifelinking creature, and this is another one, but at least it doesn't have trample, so Scavenging Ooze, you've got a job to do. Yeah, all these Spirit Dancers got out of hand. And it's funny because most of the time you think, well, Core Spirit Dancer isn't really a problem because at least I can target it with like lightning bolts and stuff. But that is not the case here. So we're going to eat this Spirit Dancer because we're about to put a creature in the graveyard anyway. But I don't really see us getting out of this one. Okay, I'm ready to concede here. The Hyena Umbra on that Spirit Dancer is just kind of makes it pretty impossible to beat. Alright, let's bring on the Blood Braids. I don't think we want Shadow Guild Mage, but I am pretty happy with Lavamancer. I think Bolts might be pretty bad here. Nihil Spellbound doesn't really do anything. I don't really think I want Duress either. Might be worth it. I don't really think so, though. And maybe Kolaghan's Command comes out, too. The reason is that, like, against a Spirit Dancer, it's kind of the worst removal. Everything else hits it and kills it no matter how big it is. But these cards are, you know, toughness based. They don't really do enough. Would love to play first. Okay. Okay, this we can keep. Not great. Let's see if our opponent has Leyline here. Lavamancer plus no fetch lands is a little awkward. And no even instants or sorceries, but I think it's okay. Sometimes Bitter Blossom is really good in this matchup. If they have trouble getting something with Trample into play, then you can really just sit around for a while until you draw Liliana, and then just let Liliana take over. That's going to be our plan here, for sure. So there's the Thoughtseize. Bitter Blossom or Dark Confidant. I think I'm going to go with Bitter Blossom here. So they have Trample. Okay. First strike, 4/2 Trample, Hexproof. Unkillable. So the question here is Thoughtseize or Dark Confidant. I think I'm just going to play Dark Confidant. I really, really need to draw Liliana of the Veil this turn. Additionally, a land would get us into Bloodbraid Elf, and then we could maybe Bloodbraid into Liliana. That would be solid. Engineered Explosives would be pretty solid too. 2 mana for a Spirit Mantle, so it's got protection from creatures, so I guess I'm not gonna block. Fatal Push. Thoughtseize. So we can't cast the Thoughtseize because we are getting killed by our own Dark Confidant and Bitter Blossom if we do that. I also really want to kill this Dryad Arbor. So I was hoping that they would block the Dark Confidant there. It would give us mana or cards in graveyard to use with Grim Lavamancer. In the meantime, I think we can just Fatal Push the Arbor. Okay. Okay. That's going to be game. Alright. Unceremoniously bounced by green-white hexproof. Yeah, this matchup sucks. I mean, I don't think it's actually that bad because of Liliana. Liliana is super good against them. But it's certainly not very fun. Win or lose. So, alright, anyway, let's go to round 3. Okay. We won the roll. We're back here for round 3. 1-1. This is going to be a mulligan. Love it. Keep Aroni. Yeah, I can't imagine having a better, like in the dark, a better draw than another Tarmogoyf here with this hand. I think we're going Thoughtseize, Goyf, then Goyf and Raging Ravine the next turn, most likely. So So we have a fish strategy. Trickster, Harbinger of the Tides, Master of the Pearl Trident, Island, Master of Waves. So they're a long ways away from Master of Waves. They're also... These cards are all pretty similar. Harbinger of the Tides is a little annoying, but it's not that bad for us. Merfolk of the Pearl Trident is also a little annoying, but not terrible. I think I actually want to take Merfolk Trickster. It is really good against Tarmogoyf because it loses abilities. I think that's how that works. Either way, I can foresee them going like land, second land drop, go, leaving up Merfolk Trickster, and then I don't want to cast my Tarmogoyf because they can deprive it. Although deprive wouldn't be the worst for us because they bounce a land and they're further off from Master of Waves. I still think it's just Merfolk Trickster though. Okay. Interesting. This is a 1/1 fish. So our Tarmogoyf is only a 2/3 at the moment. And that's pretty big compared to these other creatures. Don't have any islands, they don't have any spreading seas so far, so... I think it's just Tarmogoyf and Ravine. And I'm probably not attacking Harbinger of the Tides, so... So I might as well just hold it back to block. Could have been right to play to Thoughtseize that deprive, honestly, actually. Just because it turns our Goyfs into 3/5 or 3/4s. There's another Benthic Biomancer. Okay, so now I think we can start to get busy here. I think we've played Tracker first. I think that was actually super loose to play that to play that land. Yeah, this is going to cause them to cast Deprive, so it doesn't really matter one way or the other. But now, our Tarmogoyfs are big boys. And I think it's worth going into a, we know that they have a Harbinger in their hand. Their hand is Island, Harbinger, Master of Waves. They're not blocking, so we're going to go ahead and crack. We're going to go get the Blood Crypt. That way we're pretty safe on all of our colors. Even if they have, we'll still have red, green, or double blue, or double black, no matter what they hit if they draw a Spreading Seas. Here comes a big attack, and then they're going to play Harbinger. So a land would obviously be really bad for us here. I think that we're just going to attack, play Tarmogoyf, and leave up Lightning Bolt. Alright, let's drop this Goyf. Pass the turn. Hopefully no islands. Alright, so we gotta bolt this guy in response here. But it doesn't look good. They're gonna have 5 2/1s. Okay. That's kind of what we needed here. Let's do something like that. I'll go ahead and crack right now, I guess. Get a forest. Are we dead on board? Yeah, we are. Okay, so okay, never mind. They just attack with everything. Then we just lose. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Okay, so what we want to do is bring in explosives, Shadow Guild mages, Bloodbraid Elf. I really don't like Liliana of the Veil in this matchup, and I also don't love Inquisition. I like Thoughtseize a lot better than I like Inquisition because you can hit Master of Waves, which is like the only really scary card in their whole deck. All the other cards are like the same thing, just dorky 2-drops. So hitting a Master of Waves is a big deal. Do I want to cut Bitter Blossom? I don't think I want to cut Bitter Blossom. Maybe on the draw I want to cut Bitter Blossom. Could be a little slow. This is another mulligan. Okay. Alright, this hand's great though. I'm going to keep that. I don't think I want another land here, although it seems like it'd be pretty good. With Tarmogoyf that we can get a land into the graveyard, but I think we need to hit, cast this Dark Confidant and get some action going. Spreading Seas, Master of Pearl Trident, Lord of Atlantis, Benthic Biomancer. I am really hard-pressed to ever take anything other than Spreading Seas, so I think that's what we're going to do. Now we could play Tarmogoyf here. Don't really think that that's right. I think we need to draw... I think we need to just start drawing removal spells like ASAP to hit the 2 lords that are in their hand. Island, Lord of Atlantis, Benthic Biomancer. We don't know any of the cards in their hand. That was not the best thing to hit. We do have Tarmogoyf, which is ready to block pretty effectively on whatever they attack with here. Merfolk Trickster would be really annoying. Yeah. So it loses all its abilities. Becomes a 0/1. Pretty good. I may as well just crack this fetch land now. Go get a Blood Crypt. Nope. Yep. Blood Crypt. I don't think we could possibly, not block. I don't think that not blocking there is ever the right move. I mean, it was pretty clear what was happening, but... Shadow Guild Mage, always a little late to the party. Explosives for 0, which is exactly why I don't like that card. Okay, so we're pretty dead to Spreading Seas. Silvergill, Revealing Master. think we got a block here. I think that's probably our best bet. Okay. I think we are done here. Yeah, engineered explosives being explosives instead of Anger of the Gods. I think if that was Anger of the Gods, we were in pretty good shape. Or at least much better than than it turned out we were in. We could have swept up pretty much their whole board there. We would have lost our Dark Confidant, but we would have the 3-2 Bloodbraid. So, I don't know. But either way, rough couple of games. And anyway, let's go to round number 4. All right, we're here for round 4. Looking to turn it around. Started out pretty nice with a win against a kind of a weird deck there. Now we are looking to hopefully turn it around. This is a mulligan. I'm not going to mulligan this, though. This looks okay. I think I got to bottom this. I don't think it's exactly what we want. Ideally, we get just something that costs 1 mana this turn. Well, that kind of costs 1 mana. Be it a bolt or a discard spell. This looks like Storm to me. Okay. Blue-green. This is probably the Growth Spiral Wilderness Reclamation deck, if I had to guess. So, hopefully... Wow, no Growth Spiral, no nothing. Okay. So, hopefully Liliana of the Veil is good here. Drowned Catacomb. Yep. Thinking Swamp... Swamp Liliana? I might as well attack first. I don't think I'm going to need a second red source. Let's go ahead and just get a swamp here. There's a Growth Spiral. Okay. Did we find Remand? We did. Okay. Go ahead. Played against this matchup a couple of times. It's, you know, our hand right now is like Abrupt Decay, Fatal Push, Kalitas, Liliana of the Veil. So it's obviously not what you want. I have Cryptic Command mana up. So what is the play here? I think I just want to slam Kalitas. They have so many cards in their hand, I don't think Liliana is really that good. That could be wrong, though. It could be wrong because we can Liliana and tick up, and then when they try to Creeping Tar Pit the Liliana, we Fatal Push it. I don't think so. I think we're likely to just get whatever we cast here hit with a Cryptic Command. And so, to me, Kalitas is like our... Okay. Kind of our least good card. It presents a little bit of a clock. They're going to need to do something here, but I have a feeling we're going to get Nexus of Fated right out of this game pretty quickly. Here's a Mystical Teachings. Fatal Push entered the revealed cards zone. Fair enough. That's fine. So, we had a mana up, of course, we could, you know, tag the teachings. I don't know if this deck plays Search for Azcanta or not. So I'm a little apprehensive about discarding this Abrupt Decay. So let's try Liliana. The thing is that they have Creeping Tar Pit in play, so I know that Fatal Push is pretty good. So you can counter that and draw a card. So that's fine, because that was kind of the whole thing anyway. Just wanted to get this Goyf into play. Ooh, is this a Spell Snare? Oh boy, that's really good. That is really good. Okay. Alright. So I think it's just time to Ravine and hope we get there. Teachings for Swamp, or for another Fatal Push, like flashing back their teachings and hitting a Fatal Push on our Ravine is a pretty like obvious play, but at least they take 3 for it. And they don't really get anywhere if they do that. Okay. And Snapcaster Fatal Push. Alright, alright, alright. So the good news is we have what does this play? Oh, weird. Okay. Well, they have another Snapcaster, so we know that. They don't have... No, they have a Spell Snare in their graveyard, so that's a problem. And there's a Field of Ruin that's going to take out a Ravine when they want. So I guess we just cast this Bob here. Because we can get it back with Kolaghan's Command. We can also kill that Snapcaster Mage when we do it. So Spell Snare or Fatal Push doesn't really matter to us. Whatever it is that they hit with their Snapcaster. Teachings for teachings. Not a lot we can do about that. If we had Treetop Village in play, then we could counter it, kind of. Yeah. Okay. So we know that they have Snapcaster Mage. They have enough mana to Teachings for Cryptic Command right now. But I think it's a good idea to try and get this Kolaghan's Command off while we know they don't have Cryptic Command in their graveyard. Because otherwise they could Snapcaster the Cryptic. Here is Teachings for Cryptic. Okay, so how do we win this game? What can we draw? They're tapped out. That's not it, Chief. I guess we attack for some damage. puts them to 5. The problem is that they have teachings from Pulse of Marasa if they want it. So trying to deal a bunch of damage like that isn't really going to be that effective. Yep. Teachings for Nexus of Fate? Pulse, sure. Getting close to ready to pack it in here. Don't have an answer to Wilderness Reclamation. And that's not going to do it, so without any threats, and they have a Teachings in their graveyard, or I guess they don't have a Teachings in their graveyard, but we know they have a Snapcaster in their graveyard. I think we can pretty safely concede here. Alright, so outcome. All of this trash. I think Terminate. I don't think I want Dreadbore or Abrupt Decay. Let's bring in these. I think we want Nile Spellbomb. I think we want Duress. Don't think I want Engineered Explosives. Can't really think of anything that would be good for. Looks fine. Lots of hand disruption. Lots of value creatures. No black mana is a little rough. Has not been the greatest of leagues as far as our draws go. I'm gonna ship this one back too. Okay, we can keep that. That's not bad. That is not bad. So we're going to start with Raging Ravine, and then we're going to Blooming Marsh into Bitter Blossom. Yeah, I'm not concerned about trying to resolve that Nile Spellbomb right now. Spell Pierce would be, or Spell Snare would be pretty much lights out here. But what can you do? Okay, we did not have that. Okay. I'm gonna go and get a Blood Crypt. Life total doesn't seem to be an issue at all in this matchup. Just gonna play this. I'm sure it's getting remanded, but I think that's fine. I want to just try and get this thing down before Cryptic Command is available. I'm going to attack with our Fairy Rogue here. Which one? That one. Growth Spiral into Remand. If we had another Black Source, then we would be in pretty good shape here, but no. So I think I discard Forest, actually. I want to use Duress, and I think now Spellbomb is probably a fine card to have. So we've got some threats down. None of them are fatal pushable. Hopefully we can make something work out. Here's a Wilderness Reclamation now. Teachings for Abrupt Decay? Yep. So which one do you hit? Bitter Blossom or Lily? Bitter Blossom, okay. So we can do everything here. Let's Duress first. Take Cryptic. Play this, play this. Tick up Liliana. And we are going to use the Nile Spellbomb this turn because I want to get rid of that Mystical Teachings. So they have one copy, or they have one Pulse of Marasa in their graveyard, which is weird that they would keep that. Because I'm about to exile their graveyard. But I guess it doesn't matter. Because we're going to Thoughtseize their last card away. They have no cards. In for damage. Let's attack first. There are some things they could have drawn that would be very bad for us, like Remand's not the worst. Your move. Okay, so we've got a Liliana on 6, which is a pretty significant deal. Okay, cool. So on a mulligan to 5, we're going to end up taking that one. Again, I think that just... this is the way we got to do it. Bitter Blossom was super good there. Alright, we've got to win this game, and then the next one to have a glorious min cash. But yeah, I don't think I want to do anything techie with the sideboard. I don't think Damping Sphere is worth it. That's kind of the only thing I could think of. Maybe Lightning Bolt, but nah, I'm just not into it. If I had a 4th color of mana in the deck, then maybe Engineered Explosives would be good, but no, I don't think so. This is fine. Obviously, a turn 1 discard spell would be much better, but we've got Bob, we've got Liliana, and we've got 7 copies of discard spells in our deck, so it's a pretty good chance that we draw one for turn 1 there. Or, so, 9, I mean, sorry. So, to me this looks a lot more like Remand than a Fatal Push or something like that. Yeah, so I'm fine with just throwing out the Bob there. More Raging Ravines. I think it's just Bob again. Because I really want to cast Bloodbraid next turn. This could be like Growth Spiral plus Remand. This deck makes really, really good use of Remand. I am really impressed by the by the bug deck here. Logic now. Okay. Oh. Too many ravines. I mean, you don't hate them in a grindy matchup like this, but it's kind of not what I want to be doing. Yeah, I think we just Bloodbraid here. And I think I just want a swamp. Sure. Okay. Snapcaster opt. So I guess they're doing this. They think that they can get rid of all of their hittable cards. Just pretty likely. Yeah, just nothing teachings. Alright. So like that seems like it sucks, but I guess I attack because I have Liliana in my hand. You know what? No, I don't think I do want to attack. We can also just play Kalitas next turn, and then that's way better. They had to like use an opt and a Snapcaster Mage in a way that was like, you know, those are two really good cards. In a way that was like not ideal for them. They had Catacombs. Two cards we don't know about. I'd like to cast something that makes them... Ooh, now that's interesting. I think I want to cast Tarmogoyf this turn. Go ahead and attack. Snapcaster Mages are a little like... I don't want them around if my opponent is playing... Or if I'm about to play a Liliana soon here. I don't want the Liliana getting pressured. The Tar Pit over there kind of negates that anyway, but at least they have to spend mana on it. So here, if they want to go Teachings on end step, we get to nuke their graveyard. Which they probably are going to do, and then go get a Fatal Push. Hero's Downfall. Wow. Just a wild set of cards that you're allowed to play in this deck. Hero's Downfall in Modern. Alright. We can handle that. Drowned Catacomb. Okay. So we're going to leave this Nile Spellbomb around until they have Teachings. I think we can cast Inquisition this turn. This seems pretty solid. Yeah, cool. Okay, so now let's play Scavenging Ooze. And now they can Teachings for like Spell Snare or just a 1-for-1 removal spell, but that's not the greatest plan for them. Just go ahead and eat Snapcaster Mage right now. Make my ooze a little bigger. So they're being cagey with their teachings and not casting it, which I don't think that's going to work out for them here. Either way, let's attack. I think I only eat one creature. Maybe two is right. I kind of want to not do that, though. So now let's try Liliana. I need to play this land before I do that. Yeah, let's tick up. Don't really care about Colitis. Sure, I guess. Yep. Alright, so that's a lot of cards, but you cast that, aren't you like dead on the crackback? Not dead, but let's go ahead and eat my own stuff here. Okay, can handle that. So I want to attack first because it plays around potential like Cryptic Command, tapping down on my creatures here. So they get to draw 5 cards. But like, how good is that anyway? They have to have... I think they kind of have to have Damnation for that to be really, really good. I guess Nexus of Fate would make it pretty solid for them. You know, I could have put them to 5 if I had taken that Tarmogoyf out of the graveyard. I just want to save my Scavenging Ooze activations though. Plays an island, says go. So, expecting a Cryptic Command here, obviously. So the problem with Raging Ravine is that they have Field of Ruin, so I'm not even that interested in using it. Otherwise, I could like go to attacks. I think that's what we're going to do, though, is we're going to go to attack first. Okay, and they're going to bounce Liliana. Yep. That's good. So now we can play... No, I don't think I even want to play Kitchen Finks here. I think I just want to hold up mana. Alright, now maybe I'll play Kitchen Finks. Okay. Alright, so they're going to need something. We still have Spellbomb to nuke their graveyard if we want to. So Snapcaster Mage doesn't really help them, even though we're tapped out of black. And green, so we can't Scavenging Ooze anything here. So we kind of have to wait for this to resolve, and now we Nile Spellbomb. We can't pay the black mana, so it's good for them that they got this, you know. That they got us to use that Nile Spellbomb while we were tapped out of black, but I think it was still worth casting that Kitchen Finks last turn. Yep. Figured as much. So let's hope that they don't have Cryptic Command in their hand. I think if they don't have Cryptic, we're in pretty good shape. Ooh, okay. I like that. Nah, I'm going to attack first before I do anything here. It's a little awkward because if we cast Liliana and they counter it, then our Tarmogoyf is lethal. That's interesting. Cryptic, return Snapcaster, draw a card. Okay. So now they can target Fatal Push. Isn't honestly the worst for us here. Two cards in hand. Trying to decide whether I tick up or tick down this Liliana. I think we tick it up. I think I want them to have to spend mana to get rid of it next turn. So I guess if we had played the Spellbomb before we attacked, we would have been in better shape. But we got everything to resolve, which was important here. Yeah. So now they have to attack Liliana with both of these things. And That means they can't block this Kitchen Finks anymore. So let's attack first. Tarma Wolf was a great draw. We've had actually some really good draws here. Sure. Tap that in a way that tapped them out of Cryptic Mana, which is weird. I guess if they have blue land, then it doesn't matter. But okay, so they're getting really low on life. We've got 2 lethal threats. Now they're even lower on life. So still during my end step here, I'm going to nuke their graveyard. Oh, Blue Sun Zenith, really? Why? Because if we hit Kolaghan's Command, then we win. We didn't. Okay. So they have a really big Blue Sun Zenith coming. But the thing is that this Raging Ravine is also lethal. So they have to... I also don't know about playing Opt. I guess it's better than nothing, but... Alright. Let's attack with everything. See what they do. Yep. Yep. And now they're going to cast a huge Blue Sun Zenith, and then we kill them with Kolaghan's Command in response. Kolaghan's Command was a great, great pickup for us. Pretty solid. This is one of those times where I'm really glad MTGO will let you turn off chat. Because I bet my opponent would be like, so lucky. But, and they'd be right, we got very lucky. We drew only 7 lands this game. Maybe 8 if you count. I think we probably discarded one to Liliana or something, so... and then the rest was just gas. So that was fantastic. Boy, did not seem like we were going to win either game 2 or 3 to me, but we got there. All right, let's keep going. One more. All right, round 5. This one's for the money. Literally. Thoughtseize into Bob. Can't complain. If I knew the matchup, and I knew it was like humans, then I would actually just play Grim Lavamancer, but there's like no way that that's the right move here. A Dredge opponent. So this is a pretty easy Faithless Looting. And now we're going to play Dark Confidant, and we're going to try and draw Scavenging Ooze. Okay. We played the land that we didn't know about. I want to get as many green sources into play as I can here. Drawing a mountain wasn't fantastic. I guess they just did that because they were getting a land back with the loam anyway. Ooze, my boy, where are you at? Nowhere. Okay, well, it's gonna be tireless tracker time. So you get to dredge 3 and then cast the loam, or sorry, cast the faithless looting. They hit 2 dredge cards and a prized amalgam off their dredge there, so that's really, really good for them. Brutal. Okay, well at least that blood gas can't come into play, but they're gonna have a amalgam and a narcomoeba, and creeping chill is hitting us. Let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so Bolt isn't the worst. Inquisition kind of is. I think my plan here is going to be Verdant Catacombs into a swamp. Play Lavamancer and Bolt. I don't think there's anything in their hand I actually want to steal right now. Maybe the No, I can't even take the Creeping Chill. I don't want to put Life from Loam in their graveyard. Conflagrate's going to be a problem. So I think what we do is play Verdant Catacombs. Get a land off of it. Crack it like that. And then I'm going to attack with the tracker. I guess I kind of thought I was going to play like Lightning Bolt like right away. Like I could have bolted and then attacked with Bob. But I think I need to hold up this Lightning Bolt to beat, to shoot this prize amalgam. Probably just killing all of our stuff. 5 damage, okay. So that happens. Do I need to bolt right now on this amalgam? I think I have to. I know that they're just going to play Bloodghast. No, I think we have to actually let this happen. Sucks. Because they're going to play land. Here's the Bloodghast. And it's a fetch land too, jeez. Which we knew about, but... Here comes another amalgam. So let's bolt here. We know about Creeping Chill in their hand, which won't kill us, but it's close. Goyf is pretty good. Unless they... No, they definitely did not discard the Creeping Chill. So let's play Goyf. Yeah, so we know they have one Creeping Chill in their hand, and that's it. Hit a Narcomoeba, they hit 2 Narcomoebas. Two more Narcomoebas. So, what are we gonna do? I think we're just dead to these Narcomoebas. There's a Bloodghast. We're actually gonna go to like 1 here, I think. 4. We'll terminate an Amalgam, block Bloodghast, go to 1. I don't know, I could draw Bonfire the Damned. Okay. Fair enough. Alright, so Blood Braids are in. Spell Bombs are in. I don't love Duress, but I kind of do like the discard spells. Terminate and Dreadbore are pretty poor. Bitter Blossom's actually okay. Liliana the Veil's clearly not very good. Nope. I want to select you. Fatal Push is okay, I guess. Abrupt Decay also can come out. I think Fink's pretty important. Yeah, the thing about Duress is that like it hits Cathartic Reunion and it hits Faithless Looting, but that's it. And lots of hands just don't have that stuff. They have Insolent Neonate instead. So Duress really isn't my favorite. But I guess they probably do bring in like their own like Assassin's Trophies and Abrupt Decays and stuff, but I don't really think it's worth it. Alright. Let's play first. Let's get some hate cards, please. We got an Ooze, but I don't want to keep a 1-lander. If this had 2 lands, it would be great. I would take any of these 6 cards for any land in the deck, and this would be a really, really good hand, but I don't think we can keep this. Okay, alright. Not gonna want you. I don't know, maybe I'm supposed to go to 5 there. It's kind of tough. We have a Scry, which is kind of nice. We also have 2 Bloodbraid Elves, which hit Nile Spell Bombs and, you know, the whole 9 yards, so. Untapped and go, huh? Why would you do that? Are you gonna Lightning Axe my Lavamancer? Probably not. They're probably gonna Lightning Axe something else. Probably hoping to hit a Scavenging Ooze, which we didn't draw. No, nothing. Okay. So here's Cathartic Reunion. Okay. That sucks. I really wanted to play Kitchen Finks this turn. I think I still will. So they can get back one of their 2 little creatures here. Man, there's another Amalgam. So that's a problem. At least we're not getting attacked this turn for any reason. Wow. 3 amalgams. Okay. That's a problem. Tracker. And a token. During this league, Tireless Tracker has not impressed me. It's a card that I really like, but I think the format right now really dictates that you have to play Kalitas in higher numbers than Tireless Tracker. I think it would have been better against the Merfolk deck. I think it would have been better against the Dredge deck, obviously. I think it would have been better against pretty much everything we played against. I'm thinking the Tireless Tracker might not be the best thing anymore. And I think Anger of the Gods is like really necessary. So think about like what cards would be really good here for us. Anger of the Gods would just nuke the whole board here and be amazing. I guess all this stuff comes back. So whatever. Bloodbraid, what say you, my friend? Sure. I think we're good here. Yeah. I think Anger of the Gods is necessary. I think more Kalitases is necessary. Even though they don't really go that well together, but I mean, you're pretty happy if you're wrathing their board or if you're making tokens and you're 3/4. Maybe I need to go back to Hissing Quagmire. That's a card that I was playing a little bit before. Let me just pause real quick and then we'll go back to the deck and talk about this stuff. Okay, so we're back here. 2 and 3 with this list. Gotta be honest, not really stellar draws. We had some games that were just really great, that were just Inquisition into Bob or, discard into either Tarmogoyf or Bob and just kind of went with it. We played against some tough matchups, but we also had some just like non-starters, and it really ended up costing us. That being said, I think there is a lot of things we could change with this list. Like I was talking about before, Tireless Tracker was not inspiring. I don't think that this is quite a Tireless Tracker format right now. Courser of Crewfix, I think, might be a little better. It's a card I kind of like. I'd like to keep that one on my radar. And another Kalitas would be good. So I might do something like cut a tracker, cut these 2 trackers for Kalitas and Courser. I also might cut Bitter Blossom for Scavenging Ooze for a 3rd copy. I think Scavenging Ooze looks really good in the format right now. Yeah, not a lot of matchups where I don't want Scavenging Ooze anymore. They're just kind of bad in multiples, and they're a little slow. They're slotted here in the 2-drop slot, but really they're like 4 drops because you're not really using them as if they're a normal 2-drop like Bob or Goyf. Yeah. So I think I can make those changes. I also think that Anger of the Gods is really necessary. I think it's better than Explosives. Explosives is pretty good against stuff like Lantern and against Krark-Kryn Ironworks. You don't really have to worry about that one anymore. Lantern is still a problem, but we've got stuff that deals with them too. So possibly like Anger instead of Engineered Explosives and instead of like 1 Shadow Guild Mage, because Anger is good in all the matchups that Shadow Guild Mage is good in too. And then, yeah, other than that, I think I would be pretty happy with those changes. I liked the Lavamancers. We didn't really get a really good chance to use them, but it's hard to, get a 1-drop in this deck that really does anything significant. And we didn't have Lavamancer going against the fish deck, against the Merfolk deck, and that would have been the time when it's like, I really want this Lavamancer, and we didn't happen to draw it then. But other than that, I really liked how the list played. I really liked, just have 7 discard spells, and Dark Confidants and Tarmogoyfs are great. I liked having no Bloodbraids in the main because we weren't missing on them. And in games 2 and 3, the Bloodbraids were awesome because we were always hitting something that was relevant. So I think right now, that theory is pretty sound. And yeah, it lets us have a better Game 1 deck and a better Game 2 and 3 deck. That's about it for now. Thanks for watching. 2 and 3 is not the greatest, but hopefully we get there in the next one. Bye-bye.